Hey, hello everyone, Disciple here with Overwatch Curios. The heroes in Overwatch are all pretty rad when you stop and look at them, especially as a force fighting together for an objective. But what if these heroes are brought into real life, or if the Overwatch universe was real itself? Some of these guys have very superhero type powers, and kinda like you'd see in Avengers, and it'd be pretty crazy if they did exist. Take GENJI for example. Sure, we've all heard of prosthetics and the advancements of high-tech limbs and all, but GENJI's on a whole different level. Basically, GENJI's story is about him being a jerk in early life, but realizing how evil his family is and not stepping up to control the Shimada ninja clan's criminal empire. When their father passed away, Hanzo wanted GENJI to take a more active role in the empire's business. GENJI refused, and a very angry Hanzo ninja'd him nearly to death, leaving him for dead. The Overwatch team found him shortly after this, all torn up and dying, and with the help of Dr. Angela Ziegler, aka Mercy, they rebuilt him in the latest in cybernetic and prosthetic technology. All the killer ninja skills slapped into a sweet cyborg body with superhuman abilities and all the bells and whistles. So think about if this had happened in real life. If someone with amazing martial arts and weaponry training were reconstructed using a huge amount of advanced cybernetic tech, then used as a weapon by a government agency. GENJI has the ability to deflect projectiles in the game. Bullets, rockets, even shotgun pellets. Like, what? I don't really think that's physically possible, but we're gonna stretch the imagination here. Besides the heaviest of automatic weapons, most conventional guns would just have their bullets ricochet off this cyborg ninja's crazy sword. He'd also be able to clear small structures and obstacles with a double jump, probably given to him by his implants, as well as climb up over walls and buildings without any additional outside help. Dashing across rooms and open areas would be pretty neat too. Serious vigilante crime fighter vibe there. He'd have to be excluded from the Olympics obviously for performance enhancing machinery, but what about a cybernetic no holds barred Olympics? That'd be cool as hell, and GENJI would clean up in it. How terrifying would it be to have a mechanical ninja waving a charged up samurai sword and tossing shurikens with machine accuracy directly at your face? Good thing he's on our side, right? He'd make a flipping awesome vigilante, and it'd be pretty crazy to see this guy flipping all over around town taking people out. Tracer has some pretty weird abilities too if you get right down to it. Through the miracle of advanced science and technology, she's accidentally put into a bizarre time warp while testing out a prototype aerial fighter jet for Overwatch's tech division. She'd pop in and out of time, not being able to stabilize her existence until Winston devised a way to keep her tethered to the current time frame with his chronal accelerator. This gave Tracer control over her own timeline, not just allowing her to stay in the current time and move through it like a normal person, but also able to jump around in it as well. It would be terrifying to imagine something like this existing in real life. Imagine someone able to literally manipulate time to go forward with a blink, completely bypassing whatever it is in front of them, or rewinding time a few seconds before to avoid danger and replay the moment again. The implications are pretty infinite. You want to rob a bank? That's no problem. Just blink in and out and rewind time if you mess up. Replay it over and over until you can do it cleanly. Banks would probably have to completely change their security to defend against your superpowers. If you wanted to use them for good, imagine how amazing Tracer would be at taking out a terrorist in a hostage situation or rescuing people from a building in a disaster. Best of all, if you tried an amazing dessert and you wanted to relive the moment, you could just rewind time and eat it again. Your options are pretty much limitless. Assuming this person was as equally armed as Tracer, it'd be pretty terrifying to think about how they could go in, pop a few rounds into someone, and be gone before anyone around them knew what was going on. Here's a question I'm genuinely curious about though, and maybe you guys in the comments can help me out. Do you think Tracer ages at a normal rate? Can she control how quickly she ages or not? If the chronal accelerator could slow her aging, then that's just another superpower to add onto her list. Hackers exist in real life already, right? It's not really that out of the ordinary. However, in Overwatch, SOMBRA is so good at it and so fast at it that she makes it look like second nature to hack into a ridiculously well-armed walking tank factory as easily as checking her email. And she's got that sweet mobile setup that's cybernetically attached to her brain as well, so that probably helps. She's one of the Overwatch world's most notorious hackers who started at a super young age. She was one of a bunch of kids left orphaned after the Omnics rolled through and devoted her time to learning how to hack not only computers, but people as well through social manipulation. If the tech existed in real life and was applied to a person, what would that be like? Someone gets surgically altered with tech grafted directly into their brain, wired down through their body, and enables the users to hack and manipulate real-world objects instead of infiltrating through cyberspace. Considering a huge majority of our society and infrastructure is computerized and electrical, this could be a skeleton key to our entire world. Being able to place your hand on a car, for example, unlock, start, and drive away with zero risk of security alarms or anti-theft devices. Or if you forget your wallet at home, you can just high-five an ATM and let the 20s roll out and buy yourself whatever you want. Or you could be the ultimate troll and toss up some sweet memes on one of those, computerized billboards. I think that's what I'd do. Let's not forget about her insane thermoptic camouflage. So basically, you activate this setup and after a few seconds, you become invisible to the naked eye. Do I really have to talk about what a person could do with this kind of technology? Even if it only lasts a few seconds like it does in Overwatch, pretty much nothing would be secure. Homes, businesses, government agencies, fast food places, nothing. This is truly terrifying to think about. Similar tech is being experimented with right now in the real world, but we're nowhere near close enough to having what SOMBRA does in-game become a reality, which is probably a pretty good thing. Next up we got SYMMETRA, who's not an architect, but an architect. A lightbender for the Vishkar Corporation, she can literally bend reality. She uses her hard light manipulation technology to shape and build all kinds of objects with the goal being to create the perfect society. Her company sets up shop in an area, develops it in their image, and plans to keep on going until the world is a high-class technological utopia. If she existed in the real world and was part of a company pioneering tech that could literally construct pretty much any object out of light, that company would probably be doing the same thing as Vishkar. As an individual, the line is drawn right down the middle for someone like SYMMETRA in real life. They could really only go either way, down the path of pure good, creating structures, clearing obstacles, making homes and cities for the third world, and even helping developed nations push the boundaries of their societies. Or you could go the other way, use this technology for pure, unadulterated evil, creating complex machines and weapons capable of destroying all of those same cities and people. And then there's some like Lucio who'd argue that SYMMETRA's work in underdeveloped countries is harming them as well, so it's a pretty large gray area when it comes to something this large in scope. Her teleporter in-game is awesome as well, and it's also something science fiction fans and theorizing scientists have been dreaming about for decades. The ability for a person to step through a gate or portal of some kind and instantly materialize at another terminal on the other side of the planet would be pretty insane. That would absolutely change our world completely in almost every respect. Our view of time frame, distance, and ease of access to the world itself would change drastically. It's really exciting to think about, even if it is pretty far-fetched. The tech itself is probably one of the most powerful things the Overwatch world has to offer, and it would translate into our world just the same. It doesn't seem like much compared to crazy cyborg ninjas, hackers, or time travelers, but having the ability to create kinda gives you a god complex, doesn't it? Something tells me this tech would quickly fall into the wrong hands if it were brought into our reality. What's more OP than constructing things out of light particles to serve your every whim? Well, probably resurrecting the dead. Overwatch's Mercy uses nanotechnology to heal and revive people in the Overwatch universe. Microscopic machines that enter a person's body and perform all sorts of procedures and actions. These nanites, as they're called, travel through various devices like Mercy's Caduceus staff and Soldier's biotic field generator and heal allies very, very quickly in-game. Scientists in real life have been toying around with these ideas for years, but the tech in Overwatch takes it to a whole nother level. First and foremost, Mercy's nano healing is super fast and she can effectively switch the job of the nanites to enhance the target's physical abilities as well. If something like this happened in real life, it would almost 100% go straight to armed forces and emergency services personnel. It would change the way we save lives because of the speed and directed approach the nanites could use. Say there's a car accident and someone is too injured to move or be transported to a hospital. A quick injection of these nanites set to repair the damage could save their life right there on the spot. Going further into the strange though is how far this tech could take us. Aging and dying is essentially the breaking down of cells and all that, right? Wouldn't this tech allow people to just live forever or at least a really, really long time if nanites could heal you that fast and repair your cells that quickly? And then what about Mercy's Resurrect? In-game, she hits her ability and it resurrects her teammates that should be dead. If the tech were brought into real life, it could take a patient or victim and bring them back from clinical death, extending their life and making accidents and sickness not that big of a deal. How much would you really worry about stuff like that if you knew you had a pretty damn good chance of being resurrected if you messed up? That's actually pretty crazy. This makes her the most OP hero if she were brought into real life. Nothing really beats curing illnesses, enhancing people's abilities, and most of all, resurrecting people back from the dead, by quite a long shot. So that's it everyone. Those are your most OP heroes from Overwatch if they were brought into real life. Let us know who you think would be the most OP hero in real life as well, and don't forget to thumb this video up if you liked it, and subscribe for more Overwatch videos in the future. Thanks for watching, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.